Good evening, everyone. I'm Sakshi Rohra back with you on day three, and today we have Dr. Reema Bolke with us. Dr. Reema Bolke is an aesthetic trainer and a doctor who has spent nearly a decade helping people look and feel confident. Yet, her own journey of emotional healing taught her that true beauty begins with self worth. From growing up in chaos to thriving in a demanding career, and embracing the pageant stage at 30, she's learned that peace is not found in perfection, but in permission to rest, to receive, and to prioritize yourself. With this, Dr. Reema, the platform is all yours.
Thank you so much, Sakshi, for such an amazing introduction. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes. Yes, Dr. Reema, you are audible.
Yes. So, okay, perfect, perfect. So I hope that last days you I was there. It was really nice. And so this is basically like a continuation of what we've been trying to heal and our healing. So this is one of my favorite topics because this is very close to my heart. And as a woman, as a daughter, as a doctor, as an individual, and of course a future wife, mother, and all, we as women forget to keep ourselves first. We get so much caught up with all our responsibilities right from the time we are born. Like, unfortunately, yes, I would say it's a bit gender biased because women are right away taught to keep everything first before themselves. And today, the session is going to be about the same as to how I after 31 years of struggling with my mental and navigating through to finally accept that I have to keep myself first. I have to love myself and I have to, that's where my healing started. So this session is going to be completely judgment free. There is no fixing or comparing. It is just expressing yourself and understanding how important it is to keep yourself first. It is more of awareness, honesty, and compassion. And today it is all about you. Keep your other roles aside. It is just you as an individual. Okay, next slide, please. So let's just go with some hard on truths before we start our journey in keeping ourselves first or choosing ourselves first. We are always told to give rather than receive or expect anything in return. But can we give if we are empty ourselves? So the first line which this slide says is you cannot pour from anything which is empty or an empty cup. In this, we are referring to ourselves. If we are not fulfilled in ourselves, we don't love ourselves, or we are not healed ourselves, we can't pour into something else and make it worth. We are women here, and the major role which we play in our lives is being a mother. So mothers are known to be endless givers and absolutely silently. I have seen that my mother also is been doing that till now. She's almost 60 and she's just giving, and she's nothing when it comes to what she wants to do for herself. When we think about self-care, forget about others telling us. We ourselves feels if we do something for ourselves, is it being selfish? So first thing we need to stop thinking that it's a selfish feeling. You have to understand that it's not a selfish feeling, it's a survival as an individual. You matter as much as everyone you care for. In the journey of caring for others, we often forget that we need to care for ourselves too. And in that, we deal with so many things that we keep on ignoring or brushing it under the rug. So today's session is first understanding that caring for us is also important. It is not a selfish feeling or a selfish emotion. It is a survival. And we need to be fulfilled in ourselves and not be empty to keep pouring it to something else, like your kids, in your husband, in your relationship, in your friendships, in your career, in your profession, everything. Okay, next slide. Can we move ahead? Yeah.
Yeah, we will.
So before starting and talking about let's keep ourselves, what exactly this is? What does keeping yourself first means? So keeping yourself first means comes with basically understanding what your body and mind is telling yourself. So your body and mind is always signaling you, as a doctor, if I say in a medical term, it is always signaling you that you need to wait, you need to take a break, you need to take rest. So that's how to start listening to your body. If you're feeling exhausted mentally and physically, where you don't feel like going ahead with the day, don't feel like getting up, it's not laziness. There is a very thin line between being lazy and being exhausted. So you need to start looking. If you're getting very irritated easily, if you're getting very emotional easily, you're getting outburst, you're feeling overwhelmed. That's the emotion your body is telling that you need to take a break. You need to stop somewhere, breathe, because this is your body signal. Our body is a beautiful creature. It is so advanced inside. Can't even say when I was studying medicine, it is there are so many things still unanswered and unexplained as to how a body can does that. So this our body keeps on telling us respecting your limits. You need to understand what is your limit. You can't go overboard. You can't push yourself so out of your limit. There is a difference between people say go out of your comfort zone, go out of your limits. There are limits for certain things, and before you go out of your limit, you get exhausted at one point of time. Making choices which align with your well-being. Your well-being is equally important. The alignment has to be, so whatever choices you make, you need to keep in mind that your is it suiting your well-being, is it balancing your well-being or something like that, and valuing. Okay, I have a question here. So basically, Mansi is telling us you're just speaking about my condition right now. I know it can resonate because we will definitely, I'm going to definitely work out and we have how you can go ahead with that because I have been there as well. And I'm sure each and every one of you have felt this thing somewhere or the other in their lives. So, talking about the last point, valuing yourself beyond roles. If you don't value yourself, others are not going to value you. Period. If you keep pushing your self esteem, your self respect down just to fulfill your roles, nobody is going to respect you. I have learned that hard way. I have learned it with a very bad experience with a relationship in my past where I literally killed my self respect just to please the other person, and I paid a huge price for that. Huge price for that. And it is literally so traumatizing and so self destructive that it thankfully I got time, I realized it, and I stepped out of that situation. But sometimes unfortunately not everyone can do that. But yet, of course, you need help. You need to first you need to realize that you need to value yourself. Once you get that power from someone else that I value myself, so you can't disrespect me, that's it. That's your first step in going towards your. I hope I am being able to connect, being able to resonate as to what I am trying to say, because this is something very, very personal to every one of us, especially as women. Now, let's move on to our roles versus our identity. Women and us, even I have done that, irrespective of relationships, family, even profession, that we forget that that's just a role we are playing. Being a mother, being a partner or a wife, a daughter, a caregiver. even in a professional background, whichever role you're playing as a working professional or even a homemaker. But do you can you pause for a while and think, what am I beyond these roles? Do I have my self identity? Because this is a question I asked myself about a year and a half back, that I was lost thinking I am a doctor, I am a daughter, I was a girlfriend to someone. What am I about apart from that? And that was a signal for me that, Reema, you can't think beyond this, that you don't know what you are. And that was a wake up call for me that this is it. You need to start to understand what you really are. And I think that we go through all these things. Our unfortunately our conditioning is such that we actually forget who we are, or we are told to forget that who we are. And that sacrifice and all is praised, but it is damaging to us as an individual, as a woman. So we need to understand. I'm sure all of you are definitely taking care of all these roles in your life, but have you asked yourself, what are you beyond these roles? Like, I would like to ask, like, if someone could be voluntarily tell me that you are going through these roles, you are taking care of it, but have you realized, or have you tried to realize that what are you apart from these roles? What is your identity as an individual, as a woman out there?
Would anyone like to share? You can unmute yourself. So, I would like to share, Reema, one thing that, you know, sometimes, as our parents also do not know, we had even discussed this before, that they also have a different identity apart from the roles that they're playing. So it becomes difficult for them to teach us also. It's never passed on to us only. And it's not about forgetting your identity. We've never found our identity, you know.
Exactly. Yes.
So sometimes it's not about the sacrifice knowingly that you're doing. It is a very unknown fact that, this is complete role that one has to keep giving, and the journey just goes on. So,
Of
and
course.
I think it's never too late if you can very nicely and gel along with your identity as well as the role. You do not really need to take a firm stand to make yourself stand out. But again, that again itself is an art to keep working on it.
Exactly.
So we have Devna who would like to say something. Yes, Devna.
Yeah, hi. The session is beautiful, and whatever you're saying is actually so relatable and makes so much of sense. So I just have one thing to share that I'm also parent to two grown-up kids, and I feel there was a overindulgence in my parenting. I don't have any regrets, or I don't feel it was a wrong thing, but I personally feel that sometimes it was like overthinking, being very sensitive, overindulging myself, keeping myself behind, and giving to priority to petty things which was not needed, probably. But it was just due to overthinking, and just wanted to be always around my kids, and wanted to be like, I always felt, no, I'm not the best mom, and that guilt factor was always involved. So there was a overindulgence which I feel was not needed. And when I meet today the young parents who have like young kids, maybe toddlers or children in their preschool or in that age bracket where they can just take it easy sometimes. So I just keep on suggesting them that not to get very paranoid and just go with the flow.
Yeah, that's also very helpful, and actually from the age that the kids are young, if the mothers understand that, any which ways they're going to grow with their pace, they're going to grow with their own needs, and parenting is become very different now, any which way. So the parent is also learning each day how to be a parent, at every stage. So yeah. Thank you, Devna, for sharing. We have Ashu who would like to share something. Yes, Ashu.
No, I just wanted to discuss that this role clarity is not only with females, it's also with male. Means as human beings, we are born here for a higher purpose and we get lost in our regular roles
Yes.
as a father, mother, brother, sister, son. We forget that we have a higher purpose for being here, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I wanted to
Exactly.
discuss
Yes.
that.
Definitely. Now, talking about my generation specifically, I belong to a millennial generation where we were taught, oh, like we had strict parents. We were the last generation which had strict parents. Now the parents are so fun-loving, like we still are scared of our parents, and pleasing, like making sure that our parents are proud of us. So making sure our careers are good, we are independent, we are settled and all. Even I see a lot of my guy friends struggling a lot mentally as well, where their role of earning, having a good income so that they can get married to a suitable girl. One of my very close friend is been dealing with this, where the money matter is there. Then later on, what happened was is he realized that okay, like we had to go for a counseling session with one of our doctors where he was so confused and so emotionally burdened with everything that he wants to make his parents happy, his parents saying that अगर मेरा थोड़ा सुन लेता तो शायद better होता, having a competitive brother who's younger to him, probably more successful. It took him a lot of time, which his was actually affecting his health also, physical health, lot of physical problems at the age of 31 itself. It just took a session for him to make him realize that you are an individual. It's okay, it's your pace, your journey. You need to start loving yourself first and stop criticizing it, where you should stop criticizing that I'm good, not good enough. That's also a step to take care of yourself and keeping yourself first. That okay, whatever we are doing, we are doing our best. We are giving ourselves as much as we can with our capability and everything. So yes, it's not actually gender bias, but I would say the more tilting is more towards women, also more of an emotional thing, that now also when I am looking for a perspective to settle down, I am expected to also work and also take care of the house, eventually have a kid, then choose my kids and the family over probably keeping continuing my career. There's a lot of conflict and dilemma which I have because I'm a very strong headed person after my therapy and healing myself through going through so much of cognitive therapy with my therapist. I have become very strong headed that no, I don't want to do it probably, or I want someone who could understand that, a very equal partner. So that is why now I have seen a lot of my friends whose marriages are falling apart, unfortunately, because this understanding is not there. And when a female says that I want my space, it is said to be selfish, which I spoke about in the previous slide. So it's a journey again. And like Sakshi ma'am said, that it's never too late. You can start at any point of time. It's all about your healing altogether. That's it. So, yes. So, in this session, I would also like everyone to understand that what are you as an individual. Start discovering. If you have not, start from today. Understand who you are. If you need help, there are a lot of people to help. We have people, your mindset coaches, who can help you navigate through that. So when we talk about women as such, why women forget themselves? One is, of course, we spoke about conditioning to put everyone first before them. Everyone, like literally everyone. Then, if you don't do it, the guilt comes in. That if you're resting, or if you're taking time for yourself, or if you're taking a pause, it is turned into a guilt that, oh, you're being selfish. Like when Ashwam yesterday was talking about guilt, anger, guilt, and resentment, that guilt of making it a feeling of a selfishness is wrong. That's when a lot of women is like, no, I don't want to come across as selfish. Let me keep on doing. Let me be a good, I want to be the best mother, best wife, best daughter-in-law, best daughter also. These are roles later coming in, but even when it comes to being a daughter, being a professional also, we push ourselves very, very much. Then there are other two reasons also why we forget ourselves. Can we go to the next slide? So everything follows. The conditioning happens, then the guilt trip, then the fear of being labeled selfish. Nobody wants to be called selfish. It's a negative trait. Selfish is something which is looked down upon. So nobody wants to feel that I'm being selfish, or someone calling, oh my God, you're taking time for yourself. You're not looking at things. You're going out probably for a walk, going for kitty parties, going for some collective group sessions, going for some workshop. That's a selfish behavior. That fear is what stops us from keeping ourselves first. And then emotional labor goes unnoticed. We always feel emotionally unfulfilled or underappreciated, where people feel that it's just emotion, you're not doing anything physically. This is all emotional thing, and that goes unnoticed, and that's why we start forgetting is कि कोई देख नहीं रहा है, कोई appreciate नहीं कर रहा है, कोई मुझे समझ नहीं रहा है. So let me just keep it aside and go ahead with it. Okay, moving
There's
forward.
also, I would like to add here one point that, elders or, mothers or mother-in-laws in today's generation, from where we are coming, they have been working maybe in the kitchen, in the house, because that's what they have done. That's what they have understood life to be. So what happens is, like, even today, a daughter-in-law wants to choose rest because they are not resting only. They are not ready to sit. And this is not because they don't want to rest, but it happens because due to age, automatically your sleep factors start changing. You don't get so much of sleep. So then you want to keep yourself occupied. So they keep themselves more and more occupied. But the daughter-in-laws and daughters, if they are sleeping, it looks like, okay, they are doing all the work, and the daughter
Right.
and daughter-in-laws are resting. So the guilt factor, even if it is not coming from the other side, it's automatically generated.
Exactly.
So this is
Totally.
also
Very
one.
apt. Yes, very apt what you said. This like people, women
And
who are
today, see, daughters and daughter-in-laws are working. They are, even if they're not working, they have something more creative to do rather than just doing something that is at work, at home. There is lots to read books, or you have some hobbies to do, or you would like to just, surf the net to understand what is happening today. That also mentally tires you. It may not be a physical tiring at times, and it just seems to be that you're not doing anything. So it doesn't
exactly.
get relatable to anybody that, कि अच्छा ये भी कुछ कर रही है या ये भी थक सकती है या चूज
Correct.
कर सकती है अपना टाइम. So I think that also becomes one of the factors where generation gap also adds in.
Yes, absolutely. Correct. All right. So what would be the emotional cost of self-neglect? So when we keep on neglecting ourselves in a longer run, how does it emotionally affect us? You have a chronic exhaustion. I experienced this too. I was always tired. Like you always feel tired, even if you'll tell the doctor if you're feeling that I have so much of weakness and I don't feel like going out, my body feels exhausted. Though I'm sleeping well, I'm eating well, my meals are proper, I'm doing my exercises and all. Still, so this is more of an emotional exhaustion rather than physical exhaustion, that you are getting tired. You'll always keep on saying, I'm just tired of everything. I'm just tired of everything. It's not physical, it is all mental. And this happens because you keep on neglecting your emotional health for a longer period of time. When you're tired, then your emotional outburst starts. So there is a two big spectrum. Either you have an emotional outburst in form of anger, probably a burst of cry, where it can be just a very small incident, but you burst out crying like as if, oh my God, what has happened? It is actually involuntary most of the time. People will feel, अरे कुछ हुआ तो नहीं, इतनी तो छोटी बात है, ये इतना क्यों रो रही है? But it is not that it's a very acute thing or just at the time thing. It is that pylon of that emotional suppression which has just found a trigger and a way to just come out of your body, because your body wants to release things. Your body doesn't like keeping. Your body wants to release it in any shape or form. So it can be an emotional outburst, it can be an like I used to be, when my mom used to be over emotionally exhausted, she used to burst out in anger at such small things that we used to feel that what is wrong with her. But now, when I've grown up and I've understood, It was not that the anger, we were seeing the anger, but we failed to see the reason behind it, because she was constantly emotionally exhausted. She was just neglecting herself. Physically, she was fine and everything, but her irritation, irritability, her spits of anger or short temperedness was coming out, was her body saying that she needs to take a break. Resentment towards loved ones. She was very, like, I will give my mother's example, is like she was not neglect, I would say, but resentment. Like she was angry with my father most of the time. She was angry with us for not doing small things. What happens is when you're emotionally exhausted, you start repelling stuff, including your loved ones. You want to just go away from everyone because their contribution is not doing anything to your emotional need. So you start getting neglected towards them, resentment towards them. As a wife, you tell your husband, you don't look at me, you don't take care of me, you don't take care of my emotions. I don't feel loved. As as a mother, you will feel that your kids don't appreciate you as your mother. Your kids don't appreciate your efforts. They just don't see you what you have done for them. As a individual, even professionally, when you are doing a lot of work and you don't get appreciated, you feel that, you feel resentment in your professional life also towards your managers, boss, co-workers, कि मैं इतना कर रही हूँ but मुझे appreciation नहीं मिल रहा है. That's the resentments towards everything aspect of your life. And then eventually what you do is you lose your self-worth. You feel that मैं ही ऐसी हूँ, मेरे में कुछ कमी है. I am not good enough. No matter how much I do, nobody is pleased. So I think I am only someone at fault. So when you fail to take what you say validation from people, or trying your best to get that validation, is ki I need that, then eventually you will start blaming yourself. And self blame is your most destructive thing you can do, because then getting yourself out of it is so difficult. Because when you lose your self-worth, you lose yourself, it's like you have killed something inside, like killing something inside you, where you don't feel like looking yourself in the mirror as well. You stop dressing good, you stop grooming yourself, you don't want to do anything. Why should I do anything for me? I'm not good enough. You stop wearing good clothes, you don't even like eating the food which you used to like. There's so much of, it's like a vicious cycle altogether. So when this happens, these are the, if you can relate to even one of it, understand that it's time to just pause for a while, move ahead and start reflecting and start doing things which will make you happy, or start accepting or loving yourself. First love yourself, then you can give love to others. Okay, so next slide. So guilt and people pleasing, the key healing areas which is there. So as we saw in the previous slide, giving is also a form of people pleasing. So that if I please everyone, everybody will be happy. Everyone will think, oh my God, she's such a good person and all those things. Though they might do it, might not do it, or they might not ever do it, but you still want to please everyone to keep everyone happy. And then if you don't do that, you feel the guilt. That's where your journey starts for healing, is to stop it there. Guilt does not mean you are wrong. Okay, very important thing. If you're guilty, not necessarily means that you are wrong. Okay? Does others' disappointment is not your failure. If others are saying that, oh my God, I'm disappointed on you, kids also say it. That's so like to mothers, that I'm disappointed, you're not good enough, you're not like that, you're not this, you don't know this, you don't know that. That is a disappointment which they are reflecting on. That's their perspective. It's not your failure. Don't consider that, oh my God, I have failed as a mother. Oh my God, I have failed as a wife. Saying no does not make you a bad mother or a bad wife or a bad daughter or a bad professional. This is something which I think majority of us needs to learn, is that there is a point where you have to say, no, I can't, I won't. That is where you draw the boundary. In the yesterday's session, when Ashu ma'am was telling us how to make boundaries so that you are guilt-free and resentment-free, is where once you start keeping boundaries, people will understand that, okay, you really can't mess with this person or just keep gaslighting or guilt-tripping someone else to get their own what you say, the things done, then you can love deeply without overgiving. So you might be, you love your kids, you love your work, you love your parents, you love your husband or partner, whoever it is. But that does not mean that you should give way more than you are receiving. A lot of people who have this issue is of overgiving are the ones who get cheated on in their relationship most of the time, or taken for granted. Like taken for granted is something which comes from overgiving, and it is even professional. I have experienced this professionally also, where I did it out of respect and being a helping hand for whichever place I was working with. My things were taken for granted. हाँ, ये तो सब कर लेती है, इसको ये भी दो, उसको वो भी दो, ये कुछ बोलती नहीं. What I'm doing? Nothing. I'm just overdoing stuff. I'm overgiving. I'm not getting even an acknowledgement, appreciation out of it. Forget about appraisal or extra compensation for that. And then later on, when you raise your voice saying that I've been giving, I need some kind of thing, they were like, we did not ask you for that. Well, this is a very common dialogue you'll see in everything. When you say that I'm only giving, I need to have something in back. We never told you to do that. I never expected you to do it. I never told you to do it. And then you are like, what do I do now? Because I don't have an answer for that. So you can love, have deep emotional connection with your career and everything without giving too much, but giving enough to sustain. Enough in your boundaries, in the boundaries which you have made, and you can still be, and that's how it's everything is interconnected. If you do it in the boundaries, you can say no. You will not be disappointed or feel that you're a failure if someone says you are disappointed and they are disappointed in you, and you don't have the guilt also, so you'll not feel wrong. So everything, this is how you start with your healing process. Moving ahead. So how do you start it? So you can't just wake up one day and say, now I'm going to choose myself. I'm going to leave everything. I don't want to work, or I'm just going to do whatever I want. Of course, we can't do that, unfortunately. We definitely can't do that. We have responsibilities, social, professional, relationship responsibilities. But in that also, how do you navigate to give yourself time and start that journey where in all your roles, you give some time to yourself? It can start with a 5 minute silent, like sit for 5 minutes without anything. Your kids are either at school or anything, your husband is at work, mother-in-law is sleeping, probably you're gone for a walk. Professionally also, when you're out, you're reaching office, give yourself 5 minutes of silence. You can do meditation in that, you can do affirmations in that. Okay, I'm going to have a good day. I have this goal. If you have some ambitions which you want to achieve later on, okay, I'm going to work for this and all. Just give yourself 5 minutes. One boundary per day. Start taking your boundaries and okay, fine. Every day set one boundary for yourself. Like say, for example, I like reading books. I will dedicate 15 minutes per day, can be any time of the day, to read my favorite book. 2 to 3 pages or one chapter of my favorite. In that, I will make sure that nobody disturbs me. Nobody, if someone calls me, I will tell, I will attend to you after 15 minutes. This is my time. And you can go back to what you're doing after 15 minutes. But in that 15 minutes, it's just you, your time, and what you like doing or what makes you happy. Can be anything. Like I said, reading a book, listening to some music, watching something which you like a podcast or listening to that. If you have to go for some activity, 15 minutes is the minimum time I'm talking. It can go up to an hour. Women who like working out, keeping themselves fit, go for yoga. These are 1 hour sessions. That is your time. So that's how that boundary starts setting up. Kids also know, husbands also know, parents also know कि हाँ ये इसका time है, इसके time पे इसको disturb ना कर. Let her be with herself. Can be anything. Go for a walk. Go for a garden walk. Anything. One joy ritual. tea, walk, music. Exactly. So when you set your boundaries, decide what you like doing. You like having your favorite tea, coffee. You like going for a walk. Can be garden, can be across the beach, whatever is. You like listening to music, hum towards it. Some people like singing. They have stopped singing. They had learned singing. So गाना गुनगुना लिया, रियाज कर लिया. If someone who plays an instrument, you pay an instrument. So it's a joy ritual which is giving you happiness. It is releasing endorphin and dopamine in your brain to make you feel good. And ask yourself every day, what do I need to do today? How is my day going? And then do it accordingly. I hope I am connecting because it's been just a one-side conversation. So I hope you guys are relating to it. I hope it's being helpful, trying to have some kind of mind opening or a block which is getting open. So I have tried to keep it so simple that not very heavy and very mental psychological session, but very on a human level we can relate to
Yes. Okay, so we'll go to the next. Yeah.
it. So for after today's session, I would like all of you to make one commitment to yourself. The new year is also right around the corner. It can be a new year resolution, or just like after today's session, or after all our entire PosiFest is done. That you will at least any of this. You either if you can do all four of it, amazing. Like it's best. But if not all four, start with one. Then you can go to the other. Then you can go to the other. One is one boundary to practice. It can be emotion. Majorly, it would be an emotional boundary. Anything it can be. One habit to stop. What habit which you feel is damaging your, not damaging, I would say, but it is overwhelming you, which you're doing on a regular basis. You need to start working on how to stop that. One good habit to start can be anything, can be working on your start working out. If you're physically not very active, start working out, start reading good stuff, start reading positive books, like anything which is there. Then if you are longing to start a hobby, that's also a habit. Like a hobby can turn into a habit. You can start with that. And anything it can be. It is the playground is all yours. You can decide what makes you and try to do at least one of it, and one belief to release. One belief as in what belief you have had ki I have to be there for everyone no matter what. That's a negative belief for you, that you are losing yourself. I need to stop that. Yes, I'll be there for everyone, but I'll be there for myself too. I'll be present for myself too. If I'm getting overwhelmed, I need to stop. I need to take a pause, breathe, and then go ahead with it. So this is what you can promise yourself as to start keeping yourself first. I hope like I think this is something which is very simple to do, and I would like everyone to know, like everyone to now, just like we have some time with us, we can definitely discuss this more on a conversation level with everyone. That how to go ahead with it, what is something which you would like to do
Yes, the platform is open to everyone. If
as
anyone
a
wants to
as a
share,
gesture of self love and self awareness.
yes, if you want to share your experience, you want to add up, you want to say what you want to do for the next year, please feel free to talk. Okay, so yes, Sai.
First off, it was a very beautiful session, Reema, very much needed, especially for, those who have made it a habit to overgive, right? You
Thank
have
you
given
so
us a
much.
wonderful reminder to start, prioritizing ourselves and to truly like not feel guilty about doing that, right? So I wanted to share a small tip which I learned from a very close friend and mentor of mine. So, as a mother, usually we have this tendency that my child should get everything which I was denied. I'm sure a lot of mothers would relate to this, right? We always feel, no, okay, in my childhood, I didn't get this, or when I was growing up, this was not available, this was not possible. So, all those things we feel like giving and giving to, especially our children, even at the cost of maybe us sacrificing something that we always wanted. So, that is where I learned that it's fine to give our child because it brings us happiness too. But I made it a habit after my friend told me this, that every time you do this for your child, like you're shopping for your child or you're actually giving them an experience that they always wanted, make sure you also put yourself in the same boat and give yourself a treat also as a reminder. Don't
That
ever deny yourself, even if it's the smallest thing. Okay, you're buying a toy for your child. Okay, give yourself also something. Maybe, something that you've put in your wish list, or, something that's been there in that cart that you've always told yourself, okay, later, later, later. Then gift yourself that as well. And that way, I have completely changed my perspective. When I'm doing stuff for my kids now, I'm like, okay, I'm also part of the same, priority list. It's not just my kids, or it's not just my family. I'm also on the priority list. So I hope this helps all the mothers out here.
Definitely, definitely. You're not the one. Like, um, something similar. I was speaking to one of, I would not say friend, but an acquaintance through. So she is a mother of a 21-year-old, and while talking to me, she was like, "Ki, when I am thinking of buying a 6,000 bag for myself for work, I feel so guilty that I'm spending 6,000. But 1 week back, I gifted a 20,000 tablet to my husband, and I was so happy. She can afford
Exactly.
both of it. So I was like, why are you guilty? The way you're happy to give to your husband, and it's not that she's not someone who's not appreciated. She has a lovely family, amazing daughter, such a supportive partner. But the way she said, "Oh my God, I feel so guilty if I go to this see her," like she said, it's not just in my cart; it gets delivered to me because it's for me." She's like, no, I'm still procrastinating on should I buy that bag or no. But I did not find any. I just immediately ordered a 20,000 tablet for my husband. I'm like, the way you did it for him, great. But it's fine. Go get that bag right now. You'll feel happy. Forget or don't think that as a guilt. Think that as a something you want to make you happy. Like to share a personal experience, two very personal experience with me is that where last year, like when I was coming out of this whole mental chaos and everything, two things I really regret not doing in my life, and I kept on pushing it away. One was that to start continue my dancing. Second was I wanted to experience pageant. So when I met Sakshi ma'am also, and we just discussed it, these were the two biggest achievement in last 1 year of my life. Was I was like, forget what everybody is saying. Forget what people are saying. Forget you're very old for a pageant, this pageant. Go for it. I did it. And I cannot, nothing can replace that experience I had of 1.5 months of preparation and going on that stage, walking, having that sash, wearing that designer clothes, getting clicked. I used to long for that. And I did not win, and that's fine. I was not like, yeah, I want to have the crown because I was competing with 19 and 20-year-olds. And there also, I got so much of appreciation that you're a doctor, you're a practicing doctor, you're a 30-year-old. You don't look 30. That was a big compliment I got. But then you are here smiling and experiencing and taking each and every moment out of it. I got so much, I met so many amazing people. I interacted, a lot of networking happened, and then that experience of being on stage, having that, going through that entire journey was so surreal for me that I will keep that with me for the rest of my life. That nobody can take away from. My parents were like, "Are you sure you want to do it? You are already like you're past that age." They were not very excited. I was sad that they were not that excited how the other parents were supportive. I was like, forget it, I'm doing it for myself. I I was like, I'm going to do that and I want to take that experience and I'm so fulfilled. That pushed me to, okay, you can do it. My self-worth came back. I realized what my abilities are. And the second thing is I started dancing again. I started dancing again in terms of going for Sunday workshops when I'm off, were learning some routine for 3 hours, coming back, shooting a video and all, and dancing makes me happy. It has always made me happy. I have been dancing since 2 years of age, but because of the whole situations in my life, I couldn't continue that. And I used to feel so bad looking at dance shows and all that. I want to do that, but I couldn't. I thought, okay, I'll join a dance class. Then the responsibility came in, medical. Then again, you start working. You have to establish yourself, make yourself independent, earn enough. Now I'm like, I can spend, I can go 3 hours, meet different people, dance my heart out. Not necessarily I want to go and compete in a competition, but it makes me happy. So this is how it starts. I started going to nail parlors to get my nails done because I like how my nails look. I do that for myself. I go for a spa once in a while. So these are the small, small things. You don't need to do a lot of things. Getting some grooming also for yourself is a kind of self love. We are women. We all are pretty and beautiful. We why don't we look like that? Go for a spa, relax. Go for a body massage. Do something for yourself. Go for shopping. Dress up well. The days I feel the worst, I'm the best dressed. Because my therapist has told me when you feel the worst when you wake up is the cross signaling you're giving your brain that I'm gonna wear the best clothes, I'm gonna have the best hair, makeup, and I'm gonna go decked up outside for my work. So this is how start practicing that. Yeah.
Thank you, Reema. That's wonderful to listen your whole journey. It's really inspiring, and you're really motivating a lot of other people to go on that path. Yes, Ashu,
Yeah, Sakshi and
Reema.
Rima. I just missed on your name. So it was wonderful to know so many ways of actually taking care of yourself and keeping yourself first. Thank you for the session. And also, I also indulge in this, and I wanted to share one more suggestion. Just to reward yourself with going out to a cafe and having a coffee on your own. That is, if you do
Oh
something small, I
yes,
have done it,
exactly.
and
I do that.
I do. I have done it, and I have told so many people just go by yourself and have a cup of coffee in a cafe. You'll feel so good that you've rewarded yourself. 3 days ago, I just went and had a dessert by myself. Dessert, I wanted to celebrate that I finished my PPT. That was enough for me to make me happy. These small things make you so happy, but we
Yes.
forget ourselves. We forget to reward ourselves. And छोटे छोटे rewards, just buy yourself a lipstick, just buy a, and I keep rewards for myself now कि काम खत्म हुआ then I'll buy this watch. So that is how I generally tend to take care of myself.
Oh,
Wish
that's
list
such
is
a
very
nice,
important.
yeah, that's such a nice thing to add on. Such a nice suggestion. Even I do it. When I started going for coffees, even movies, I love Shah Rukh Khan, and there were few Shah Rukh Khan movies which were re-released. I did not care who's coming with me. I just went because I liked him, and I enjoyed rewatching them again. Going to watch a movie, taking yourself out on a coffee or a brunch. Go have your favorite food. Food is also such rewarding that even I do that. And like how ma'am said, when I if I go and I'm like, okay, I think I deserve this. Let me pick up a makeup. Let me pick up this. Okay, I have footwear. I want one more. Let me go. I go take a stroll in a mall. Is like I go to West Side Lifestyle and all. Pick up a good dress. Go take try it. Oh, I look pretty in it. I'm gonna buy it for myself. I don't mind.
I
This
would
is
also
how
like
the
to add
journey
here.
starts.
I would also like to add here a little more on a serious note that today we are loaded up with things. We are loaded up with roles and emotions and people around us. But there does come time that even after people being around us, we feel lonely, you know. There comes a point in time that कर करके अभी भी करना ही है, but then you feel lonely and you feel alone and you feel that people होके भी मेरे साथ नहीं है. Like they are trying their best to be with us. So this is the time where we can learn to really utilize and understand ourselves. Like when we are talking about hobby, we are not just saying that it's a kind of self-care, but it also teaches you to be independent on your own self. It teaches you to um, beat that loneliness that is one day going to hit you so hard that at that point of time everything will be accessible to you, but you will not be able to take it. So don't wait for that moment to come and trouble you so long. Secondly, I would also say that when it comes to keeping yourself first, you will be still doing all those responsibilities accurately after giving yourself time. Don't ever think that अगर मैंने 1 घंटा अपने आप को दे दिया तो मैंने उनको कम दिया है. When we understand who we are or what is, like as Ashu ma'am said, that we have come for a higher purpose. When you understand, you start detaching with the roles that you are playing. You will be doing everything, but again, you will feel that मैं ये काम कर रही हूँ उससे मुझे कोई एक्सपेक्टेशन नहीं है. आज हमको एक्सपेक्टेशन है, इसके लिए दुख है कि मैंने किया लेकिन मुझे रिवॉर्ड नहीं मिला, मैंने किया लेकिन मुझे एक्नॉलेजमेंट नहीं मिली, मैंने ये किया इसके लिए. So what happens is once you understand yourself, obviously that starts where Dr. Reema is saying that start giving yourself time. But when you understand, when you go deeper in this, you will reach to a point at some point that you will be like a robot doing things for everyone and you will not get affected because you still move time for yourself. Because you're doing it out of your choice and will, and it is not a compulsive that you have to do as a rule. Yes, Ashu?
Yeah, what you're just adding to what you're saying, always fill your cup first. See, आप
Yeah.
खाली कप में से किसी को you can't give anyone until you have not filled yourself. आपकी
Yes.
इच्छाएं, your desires are primary. छोटी छोटी चीजों से ही खुशी मिलती है. You don't need very large things. आपको आज मन कर रहा है तो वो कर लो. कब वो
Yeah.
आएंगे तभी करूंगा, बच्चे बोलेंगे कभी करूंगी, वहां कोई वेट करेगा
And
तभी
one
करूंगी.
thing,
आज
one
आया ना
thing,
मन में स्विम करना है, कर लो जाके.
I
आज
think
आया
one
मन में
thing.
शॉपिंग करनी, कर लो.
So one thing is very important that we need to learn to live in the present moment. How much ever we say there is a tomorrow, there is a future, there is no tomorrow, there is no future. If I will say I'll talk to you after 1 minute, but after that 1 minute that becomes now, it's not there. There is no 1 minute ke baad. We don't know whether our breath is going to be working at that point of time. Life is very unpredictable. Don't wait, as we say, I have kept this outfit to wear on this particular occasion. कोई वो दिन नहीं आने वाला. Don't wait for it. Just live your life at this moment. Don't hold grudges. Leave it. That is also a form of, self-love, keeping first. कि मुझे किसी के against grudges नहीं रखना है. That is not my department. As Dr. Reema said, that is their perspective in life. That is how they see it. वो उनका काम है, हम अपने ऊपर क्यों लेवे. That is also very very true form of self love. So it's okay to leave what happened, what people are saying. Suna, take it, if you can take it as a positive criticism, take it, work on it, or just leave it. There's no pressure that you have to take it forward for life and life, and probably lives at time that we carry forward with us for so long. So yeah, it's an amazing session, and the topic itself is so beautiful, and I think non-ending that we can go on and on. And women, though definitely
Absolutely
because
correct.
it's a non-ending topic. We can continue for 24 hours more, I think. Yeah, anybody would
Exactly,
like to
exactly.
share something of their journey or would like to say something? Yes, Ashu, you okay, take care. Okay, thank you everyone who's written that the session is very good, wonderful session. Thank you for such conversations. Dr. Reema, we are very happy to have you on this platform. Thank you for removing your timing, being here.
Thank you so much. This was my
And
first kind of session and all, and Sakshi ma'am was someone who actually pushed me, is like, you should. Because till now it was just more of like discussion between the groups and stuff. But this is kind of also like, uh, I think probably a part for me also, that whatever I have experienced, I would like to share it with others. And if I this was my first opportunity, and I'm so glad that I got it. I am pretty young in in front of all of you, very less experience in life, but whatever I have experienced, it this is what it was. I hope it was inspiring, or something which I could resonate with you on a human level. That's all I wanted to do. And thank you so much. And yeah, looking forward to it, probably seeing you all again.
Thank you so much. You're keeping the purpose of PosiFest live, of giving. When God has
Yes,
given us that privilege to, share something, when we have gained some knowledge and we are able to share it with people around, I think that's nothing better, you can do than that.
absolutely,
So,
absolutely.
and even, even if you're just talking, as we said, even sharing an experience, even talking or listening to other people's experience, it is itself an healing, we do not know how this
Absolutely.
healing is actually taking place. And one more thing I just wanted to add for the hobby. When you do hobbies like this, it is a natural healing that is taking place without letting you know, without your mind being aware, without your heart being aware. There are some you know, scars that are just being erased from your heart and you just become so good. And this is out of my personal experience. When I did painting, I had never done drawing in my life. I've never done painting. I don't know how out of nowhere I went for painting. That at that point of time, my hands used to shiver even to sign. I couldn't even hold a pen to write. And I painted, and it transformed me to another level. And then I never joined painting for from the point of view of healing. But it definitely changed me as a person because you're releasing a lot of stored emotions which you are not aware of. So, yes,
Exactly. And most important, just to close with a final thing, is always have your power with yourself. Once
yes,
you give your power to someone else, that's when you're losing yourself. When you have your power with you in terms of emotion, how you get affected by what others do, and all the emotional factors which come in, when your power is with you, nothing can affect you. Let me tell you that. Once you take power from everyone and anyone, keep it with you. You are the one who deserves to have it, and you are the one who owns it. You Nobody else can own your power. And that's your step to start with: self acceptance, self healing, and self love.
thank you so much, everyone, for a wonderful
Thank
evening.
you so much.
Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you.
We'll see you tomorrow, same time. Till then, bye bye.
Yes, yes. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.